What do you get if you mix Avatar The Last Airbender with Ghost of Tsushima? You get the Sword of Kaigen. Before I start, I just want to ask, have any of you read this? If you have, let me know in the comments, let me know what you thought. I feel like this book should have come with a bit more of a warning from people who suggested this, because this goes into some incredibly dark topics that potentially aren't for everyone. I still really enjoyed it, but there was definitely some parts in this book that I was like, that's dark. This was an incredibly interesting read. It was definitely another book that brought a tear to my eye while I was reading it. Fight scenes in this book are some of the most interesting that I think I've ever read. The way she writes how they fight with these powers and the mechanics behind them and kind of like the science behind the powers, I found incredibly interesting. Okay, so in the book, at the very beginning, you have this. Kind of explains all of the powers that are in the universe. So you've got Threonites that can control water, air, and fire, and then sub-Threonites that can control light, sound, and ones that are just stronger. This leads to some very, very interesting powers that some of the Threonites have that we explore throughout this book. The story follows two main characters' perspectives, Mamoru and Misaki, which is the mother and the son. Throughout this book, you kind of swap between their perspectives, and without going into too much detail, it's an incredibly, incredibly emotional journey. There was multiple points in this book that brought me almost to tears. I would probably rate this book 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good. There were some things in this book that made me dislike it slightly, so that's why I'm not giving it 5 stars. But overall, this was an incredibly interesting book, and I'm really excited to read Blood of a Brighthaven, again by M.L. Wang. I really enjoyed her writing. I'm slightly upset that this isn't going to have a sequel. I feel like it should have a sequel, but it turns out that isn't going to be a thing. So yeah, that was my review. Would love to hear what you guys thought of it.